right, all right, all right. Here we go. Here we go. Ready to go. We had some technical difficulties. We were supposed to start at 2:30. Oh man, but anyway, let them wallow in their own trash. Let them wallow in their own trash. They got issues. Let them wallow in their own trash. They got issues with you. Let them wallow in their own trash. Just keep rolling, keep pouring forward, and don't let them stop you. Hello to all out there in the hello to all out there in stream land. We're ready to go and ready to run the show. So we back with another one. And here we go. On this terrific Tuesday, 10/28/2025. So for future reference, you'll always have this. So bookmark it, trademark, whatever you got to do. Don't trademark it. I'm saying that's for me, but don't do whatever you got to do. But anyway, this is your host with the most, ready to roll and rock with you today. So we got a good one and a doozy, and we got what's been going on in society. They got the government stopped and all this other stuff. It don't make sense. But anyways, we ain't gonna talk about it. So we're gonna give a shout out to all our government workers out there, no matter what agency you work for. There's over 100 agencies, from what I understand. And you've got people that work with nuclear stuff. They can't get their paycheck, and they're off. They're essential employees that run our country, provide power, and some of them are not getting their paychecks. You got the military not getting paid. Some of them are getting paid. So just from those two things alone, I'm not even going to talk about it because there's no reason for me to talk about it anymore. But just understand, let them wallow, let them wallow in their own trash. And we're talking about the people that run and do things that are in positions of power, because it's sometimes you got to just do what's good for the greater good. And that's where our country is going down. We are becoming a third rate empire, and that's what it is. So now we're going to get on with it. But we want to thank everybody that's still working, that's not getting paid. So a lot of violations of HR and whatever else that's out there, whatever regulations that's out there, and it just don't make no sense. And sometimes you got to come to play, and you got to come and do what you got to do. We all got to get up. We all got to work. We got to make money. We got to live in this country. Even the homeless got to get up because they get kicked out the shelters. So in a lot of places, so everybody got to get up and do their part for this country. And we got to get off this notion, oh, it's the Democrats, oh, it's the Republicans. The last time I saw Congress and the Senate, it was a multitude of different races, religions, creeds, colors, and party lines. So it ain't nobody's fault. It just needs to be taken care of. And that's how you got to run your household. Everything goes into the pot, and we decide what we're going to do. We don't let personal issues and diatribes and ignorance get in the way. And that's what we're having in this country, and it's causing a polarizing situation. That's why you got to let them wallow in their own trash. And there you go. I got a picture beside me, underneath me, above me somewhere. And there we go. And we're going to get my nice looking face on out the way. And we're going to let you just go. We're going to let you guys go and just look at this picture as I explain it. All right. So there you see it. And let me get on out the way. Let me get out my own way. Hold on. We're going to fix it. Hold on. Give me a minute here. All right. There you go. Oh, yeah. There you go. I think it's ain't in the center. Okay, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out later. But you guys get the idea. There's the pig and the piglets out there having a bliss in they dirty trash. Look at them rolling around. And I bet some of y'all keep thinking, look at all that bacon. Look at all, look at all that bacon. Look at that. And it is what it is. And look at the piglets. They running around in the mud. No telling what's in the mud. It can be some other things. It can be an emoji that looks like ice cream that's brown. You know what I'm saying? So we just saying this is what we're dealing with every day right now. Doesn't matter who's running the country, it's who's not running the country. Doesn't matter in your household who's running the country, who's not running the country. But when it don't work, you got to go back and assess, and you got to delineate, and you got to make sure that you're taking care of everything that needs to be taken care of that household, whether there's bills chasing you, people chasing you, they want you for your car note. They want you for your house note, your lights, gas bill, cell phone bill, whatever bills you got. You got to negotiate in your place. You got to do it because you got to make sure that you are better than that. You got to be better than them. And what I mean by better than them is you got to figure out a plan that's conducive to you. And those that don't want to follow the plan, let them wallow in their trash, in their own trash. And that's what it is. So right now I'm fired up. I'm fired up because I'm looking and we got people out here that's not eating. They're not having what they need. And there's people out here that are working and they are the working poor. And so it makes for a very, very stressful situation. And the reason why it means it's stressful is because in all great empires, when people don't have nothing to eat or have enough to eat, guess what? Revolution, some kind of civil unrest, some kind of situation that ain't good for everybody. Right now, we're streaming on Kick, which is David Norford. We're streaming on YouTube, which is DateApp, and we're streaming on Twitch, which is DateApp. Somebody asked me how do you spell it, and it's a letter D, the number 8, small t, capital A, PP. So DateApp, just like it says, and that's how it goes. So we made this picture in our special site app.appai.guru, and this is a hyper realistic image, and so it looks really real. So look at it. So when I was making this, it was because I was going to make my podcast according to this today, and I have been having a lot of technical problems since we had these things going on out here in digital land with some big companies that cause a lot of things to pull themselves down. So I missed a few days. So now I'm coming back with a vengeance. And I mean a vengeance. I'm gonna take that ignorance that I had to deal with, and I'm gonna turn it into a positivity and a positive situation, and I'm gonna let it fuel me. And the reason why I'm gonna let it fuel me, it's gonna fuel me in a good way because now it's gonna let me do more podcasts and do more of my business and to be better as I am, just as a person. And that's how it's gonna fuel me. So instead of wallowing in the trash like they are, I'm gonna be the one on the fence looking at them, right up there on that fence and looking like, look at this, looky here. Have you ever been to the zoo? You ever been to a farm? And when the pigs go to the mud, you know to get away. You take a look and you know to get away because this is about to get dirty and filthy. And that's what's happening in our country. It's not about, it is. And that's happening in a lot of households. A lot of households are split up over money. A lot of households are split up over ideologies, and a lot of families are split up over things that don't even that's ignorant. And that ignorance is killing our economy because they're taking it out in the world and it's spewing venom. They're spewing venom out there. And so that's the whole part of it. And that part right there is wrong. And so we got to change all of that. We can't have a majority of the country online going at each other over some ideologies that they have nothing to do with, over ideologies where these people are actually friends in real life, but when they come forth, they make their money from chaos, indecision. It just you got to understand that you can't. I don't even get fired up about what they talking about. I'm just looking at what's going on with the general populace. Some of these major cities, you see a mass amount of homeless. We are one of the supposedly the number one superpower in the world, and we can't take care of our citizens because of somebody got issues with something. Big view, big people make big decisions. And big decisions are usually for the greater good, whether it's for you personal, whether it's for your household, whether it's for your neighbors, your whole neighborhood, your city, your state, and your country. And right now we seem to be missing a lot of that. And those are the basics of having an empire. An empire rolls over people, that's right, but you can't roll over your own citizens. And that's the whole part. And there's a lot of people out here talking this and that about, these people, they're not working, this and that. Do you know 1 in 8 Americans, that was the stat that was given on the news media the other day, has some kind of help from the government. And I'm a business owner. And there's also corporate welfare also that they don't talk about. And that corporate welfare is powering a lot of jobs. So guess what? If you're a government contractor, which I am, guess what? If you're on a contract, you don't get paid, but you're still expected to work. So imagine those air traffic controllers out there and you're trying to travel and they're out there working. Their main guy said that runs their whole situation said that they are working 10 hours a day 10 hours a week with 1 day off. Imagine that. And they have mandatory work because they're air traffic controllers. They are essential employees of the United States of America. And trust me, I understand. And trust me, I work with AI every day. And we have AI that can probably run those jobs. But you don't want AI to have those jobs. You want humans to have those jobs because there's nothing better when your life is on the line than a human being on the other end of that phone and talking to another human being to try to figure out how can we make this better or what do we need to do to make this happen. And that's where we're at in society. We have to realize that we're at a tipping point right now. So that's why when you see ignorance, you gotta let them wallow in their own trash. Just like this piglet here, this piggy lady. All right. And the little pigs, they're getting taught trash. So look at the little piglets. They're right along with them because they don't know anything. They don't know anything different. So take a look at so this is what you got to do. And this is not advice. This is observation. So don't take it personal. Let it ride. Let it ride. So if you're teaching ignorance in your household to your kids, and it comes in a lot of forms, we won't get into that. But if you're teaching, and this is how they're going to end up when they're adults. So imagine that. So now these pigs are on a farm. Now that's a lot of bacon right there. There's some ribs, and there's some other things right there. All right, even some ice cream. So just imagine what are their future looks like. And this is the metaphor for what we're doing in America right now. Some people are growing up and they set up before they even come out the womb. They set up before the word go. And they got to get it out the mud. This is what they say in the hood. They getting it out the mud. This is something of what they mean. Might not be these animals, so to speak, but it's something similar to this. So these piglets got to get it out the mud no matter what they do. So they got to find a way to make it. There's one that must be the closest one next to that pig right there on my left, on your right. Look, that's the closest one. So that's the one that's going to probably carry the mantle or probably going to lead a nest later on. Later. Those other two look like they more independent. Look like they trying to walk around and get in front so they can get some more of the mud so they can moisturize their skin. I understand why pigs do what they do. But the metaphor is simply this. How many of you out there in the land is rolling around in the mud just like this? Content. Content with just staying in the mud. So everything that happens with the government, everything that happens, because you can't pull yourself up, you stuck in the mud. What happens when a car gets stuck in the mud? What happens? The more you try, the more you get stuck. So you got to figure out a way. And usually you need help. And that's what it's for, to give you help to get you out of the mud. But it's up to you to stay out the mud. You're going to have trials and tribulations in life. And this is how it's going to be. So anyway, I'm going to just tell you that the things in life that are best are the things that you accomplish with the help of others. We're all interrelated. Everybody. There's nobody that is independent in this whole world in our country. And the reason why, even if you go live off grid, you still got to have materials and tools that somebody else created. And if you created them, you still saw somewhere. If you made your own hammer, you didn't come up with that. Somebody else came up with that. They mass produced it. You decided you was going to make your own hammer. Yeah, you made your own hammer, but the basic concept came from somebody else. So no matter what you do in these countries, you're still interrelated. And see, and this is the part of it. And that's why we say keep on trucking and keep on doing and keep on being. So right now, I think I've talked enough. And blessings to everyone, and blessings to you and yours. And keep moving forward. And don't let them get you. And don't let these haters out here get you. And if you end up in the mud, get yourself out of the mud. No matter what you got to do, do what you need to do. That's gonna keep you alive and keep you striving and being your best. And you got to do it. Don't end up like these pigs here. This is all they know. They got mud. They get fed. They get big. Then they get slaughtered. That's a hell of a life, but that's where it is. And so you got to figure out not to be the one getting slaughtered. And that's the whole purpose of this podcast. So right now we're gonna leave you with let them wallow in their own trash. Got ignorance around you? Let them wallow in their own trash. Got situations that ain't conducive to you, let them wallow in their own trash. In a bad situation, get up out the mud. But let those that are in that, let them wallow in their own trash. Got things not going right for you? Pick yourself up, walk tall, head tall, face forward, chest up, walk straight, keep going. But let who you're leaving, let them wallow in the mud. Let them wallow in their own trash. Right on, right on, right on. And a good day to you, and be great, and do what's good for you, and be better than you need to be, and overcome those things that ain't conducive to thee. Right on, right on, right on. As we always say, this is Date Mr. David, better known as R. Todd if you're in business, real time on demand. Follow us. We're out there. Follow us. Give us some likes, give us some subscribes, whatever you got to do. But let it ride and be the best you can be for yourself. Right on, right on, right on.